Hang on.
You have to press start.
Hey folks, I'm Tom Vasel. Jason Levine. We're here live at Dice Tower Con. We had a bit of problem with some wires, but that is now taken care of. We're just checking. Okay, we're there. That's great. Okay, so we'll take some questions from you, but first of all, we'll talk a little bit about this. 75% of the folks are here at day 2, including Jason, who drove up yesterday. Brought Small World Designers Edition, so people are excited to have that.
Yes, I got it here. The instant I brought it in, someone was like, I want to play it, and it went right to the table.
All right. Well, we also, if you're watching this, which I'm assuming you are, hooray, we also have Josh with us. Josh, what company are you working with this year?
So I've taken a position with Czech Games. You might know us for Galaxy Trucker, Zolkin, and some other stuff. So we have a lot of good stuff coming out this year.
Yeah, now Czech Games has made a push in the last 2 years to have a U.S. presence.
Yes, very much so.
In fact, I think they have a booth at Gen Con this year. Is that correct?
We do have a booth at Gen Con this year. We're very excited about that.
Are you running this booth?
I'll be at the booth, yeah. You'll get to see me there at the booth.
So is there any sort of new game being released at Gen Con? Oh wait, I know there is.
Yes, you do.
It's
I played Codenames.
Codenames.
We did it at Origins.
I'm very excited about this game.
Yeah, so we had the prototype at UK Games Expo, and we brought it back to Origins, and so there's been one circulating around there, and I've brought a copy of it with us here.
Oh.
So I'll have it at the show all week.
Like a real copy?
A real, still a prototype copy, but very close to the final version. So we printed off an early one for me to bring here, and I'll have it here at the show all weekend.
So I hear at least, that Z is going to be much happier with the official prototype because there's a timer, so you don't spend 5 minutes per answer.
So
I bet some people would play without the timer, though.
Yeah, some people will. So in the copy that I have, there's a little sand timer. So we're still testing out that if you want to use that as an optional rule, because we've heard with the length, some people want it faster, some people like the slower, more involved game. But you can use it if you like, and we're gonna give some feedback based off of the Dice Tower plays this weekend.
Okay. I don't know if I want to play with a timer or not on this one. It depends on the people I'm playing with. Like,
right.
if you're just... well, why don't you give a quick description if people don't know what it is?
Okay, so basically in Codenames what happens is we're going to make a 5x5 grid of assorted random words, and I will be giving clues to my teammates, which can just be one teammate or you can play with more players. So I'm going to give word association clues, and they are going to try to guess which of the words on the grid are ours. If they guess correctly, we flip it over, we get a point, and they get to keep going. If they guess incorrectly, maybe it's the other team's word, the other team will get a point, and then control will switch back to them. There's some neutrals in there, and then there's also an assassin word, where if you guess
yes, I love that
you're
part.
eliminated. So,
and sometimes the assassin word is very similar to another word you want someone to guess, so you have to think of a clue that they will only pick that word and not the assassin word.
Yeah, so what happens is there's a little key card for the people that are giving clues that will show you on the grid which are yours. So each game, the words will come out differently, and there's a whole different stack of which words are yours and not. So people are like, oh, I'm going to memorize it. Well, there's a whole stack of those, plus you decide which of the 4 ways to rotate the square. So there's tons of possibilities.
The replayability is great. I already said this at Origins. I'm going to say it again for everyone watching. This is going to be party game of the year, is what I think.
Wow.
That's a tough one to say. I mean, because I think there's differences. It depends on if you consider Spyfall from this year or not. Because Spyfall is being played here like crazy.
Even with Spyfall, I mean, this is a different type of party game. It's a more word kind of party game.
That's what I'm saying, and I think they appeal to different audiences too.
Absolutely they do.
Although Spyfall is being pushed around by the new Oink game. What's that called?
The new Oink game. I have it right here in my pocket.
That's a fake artist in Japan.
No, fake artist goes to New York now.
Fake artist goes to New York.
We were drawing pictures with this. Here's some.
Oh, that's why you bought these? Okay, so here's a real quick description of this game. In this game, you're going to give out cards to everybody, and one person's going to be a fake artist. So everyone else has a word that they're going to be drawing. So I don't even know what this is. A fishbowl?
And no, believe it or not, this is a manhole cover.
So a manhole. So let's say it's a manhole cover. Then each person, in turn order, draws a line. It could be any kind of line. It could be a squiggle. As long as you start on the paper and end on the paper. And each person is drawing part of the picture. When it's over, everyone has to guess who the fake artist is, the person who had no clue what they were drawing. And it sounds like it'd be easy to spot that person, but there's some things going against you. One, most people can't draw. And two, most people don't know how to draw the object on the thing, and everyone's trying not to give it. Can the guy who's a fake artist guess what it is?
If the fake artist gets caught, they have one chance to guess what it is. So here, we're gonna
So if
pretend
it's
you were
too
the fake
obvious.
artist. Try to guess some of these.
Okay, so here's a fake artist. On this one, I'm going to say, I'm going to say bridge. Is it a bridge?
Yes, it was a bridge.
Okay. This one here, King Kong.
It was skyscraper.
Skyscraper.
Oh!
This one we totally tricked Sam on. Let's see if Tom.
This is Playhouse, Bouncing Playhouse.
No, it was a factory. And this one.
Factory?
This one's my favorite one. No. We started with a factory, but Tom thought it was a castle. So Sam thought it was a castle, so he drew the little guy there, and then we turned it into a castle with the bunny from Monty Python. This one, especially for Tom. Let's see if he gets this one.
Okay, this is me, I'm assuming.
Yes, it is.
Why is this so round?
We have to let him keep it one. One of the people wrote Tom Vasel as the clue, and yes, we drew Tom. This was the original drawing of Tom. Supposedly because you're a giant.
I'm a mountain?
You're a mountain of a man.
All right.
This one we are giving to you to keep.
But yes, as everyone here is saying, this is essentially Spyfall, the drawing game. My only problem with it is it's super small. The markers are dorkily small. I don't get this whole this game is small. Yay!
Because you're a mountain of a man. The markers are too little.
Exactly.
Well, I think the markers in this are going to run out really quickly. But the one thing I do like is the markers are different colors. So you can say, what color were you? Oh, orange?
Right.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. You knew what you were doing.
Each player gets their own color.
Let me ask you this. In this particular one, what was the spy drawing?
Okay, let me explain this. The original guy started with this. He drew this mountain, but he drew a second line. He drew the mountain and then drew a line. We're like, wait, you're not allowed to do that. So we started over and he drew a circle, the pink guy. I was second, I was the spy. I drew a mountain next to the circle, not realizing what it was. But then Sam turned it into a video camera and made it perfect.
Oh, so you were the spy.
And I drew you with a big beaky nose because I thought it was a snowman. I thought it was the abominable snowman based on this.
Nonsense. Okay, so anything? Okay, well, before we kick Josh off, anything else coming from CG at Gen Con, or is that the main release there?
That's the main release at Gen Con. We are working on some more stuff for Tosh Kalar, and we're working on some new stuff for Galaxy Trucker.
And that's all coming out of Essen, I believe.
Yeah, we're hoping to get that stuff.
Is there a new big box game from CG coming out of Essen?
I'm not sure if it's going to be out at Essen or not, so we're working on a game whose name escapes me as we sit here live. I will remember and tell you later, but once I get that for you, we'll let you.
All right.
We'll definitely keep you informed, obviously. So, all right. Well, I'll let you guys get to it.
All right.
See you, Tom.
Thank you, sir.
Good to see you.
Good to see you. We'll see you during the week.
See you guys later.
Play a lot of Codenames.
Oh yeah.
Someone asked about Z. Z is alive, but he just keeps playing games here. Hey, you want to come on, Matt?
Come join us. He doesn't want to. Oh wait, Kabuki Kid. Yes, I did bring aliens, and this might be the week I get Tom to play.
Yeah, it ain't gonna be the week you get to play
This
it.
might be the week I get him to play it.
All right. So, how many new to you games have you played already at the con, and how many were already familiar with? For me, it's been so far about only 30% new. I've been playing a lot of games I know how to play, and when I go to conventions, I don't care if I play a lot of games, although I play more at Dice Tower Con than any other convention. But I walk around and I look and see if it says teacher one, and I like teaching games, so that's fun for me. But we did play, what did we play this morning? We played
Stockpile.
Stockpile.
Fun.
Yeah.
I lost terribly, but it was still fun.
Oh my.
Stockpile is great.
Sometimes I win games, but this morning I mutilated everybody. It was just luck that my stock, I put all my money into one stock, and it worked. It doubled and doubled again.
Stock too, the most volatile.
Yeah.
Stockpile is the best stock game there is, I think.
All right. So you can answer this question too. You played Summoner Wars, right?
A long time ago.
Okay. Well, you can answer the general gist of Summoner. Someone asked us in Summoner Wars, whenever you kill an opposing unit, that unit becomes a magic point. And you put that on a magic file, and then you use magic points to summon things. So there are some people who kill their own units to get magic points to summon bigger units.
Attention, Dice Tower.
It depends what faction.
If you're familiar with viticulture and want to learn the Tuscany expansion, it's over in the tower in Florida 3.
Okay, so what do you think of that?
It depends what faction. If you're the Fallen Kingdoms, it's perfect because then you could just kind of regenerate your guys. But certain factions you wouldn't want to kill your own. Other factions you would. It's very faction dependent, like everything else in Summoner Wars, because there's so many factions that you can mix and match your factions and do all sorts of things with it.
Please come to Florida 3 now is your chance.
All right, now we can talk again.
I think it's a mechanic that's been used in some trading card games that I've played before. You can put out a few cards, destroy them, doing something with another card that allows you to bring another more powerful card into play.
Unless you're Fallen Kingdom, I don't like it. No commander kills his own troops to summon other troops.
Oh, no.
Boo! It's not thematic. Loophole in the rules.
It's usually placed with a faction or a side or a character that is darker or evil.
Well, here's the thing. What I think. There's no reason to kill your own faction because you can just take the card, flip it over, and make it magic anyway. So if you really don't want that lame common guy, you just take the lame common guy, you flip him over, and he's magic.
Well, yeah, but they're saying you could go attack with him and then kill him. So you get some fighting out of him first.
Okay, well.
All right. Pete Shire wants to know if there's a Melts near the hotel. However, Pete, you'll be glad to know that Matt got a gigantic dessert the other night and could not finish it. Again.
I almost finished it. It was all the whipped cream. No, as far as I know, there's no melts, but we haven't really gone out from the hotel much.
There is a restaurant that serves free pie. I've been hearing that.
No, that was only Wednesday night. Sorry.
That was only Wednesday night.
Buy a meal. You had to buy a meal.
Yeah, you bought a meal and you got a free slice of pie. And we all bought a meal. We all got a free slice of pie. I've now had 4 different pies from this place. 4 pieces. I had one this morning too.
I haven't been there, but what's your favorite pie there? Key lime, obviously, but what else?
So far, that's my favorite, but they also had a chocolate caramel one I liked a lot. All right, so Matt, they want to know who won the Ticket to Ride.
Sam's son, David, won Ticket to Ride. I was beaten by a 15-year-old twerp, but that was also the first time I ever played it.
All right. This person says, Tom, I was thinking about recording my group's win-loss records. Do you guys do this in your group? Some of us do. I don't because I don't really care. I don't care if I won a lot of games, lost a lot of games, who wins. To me, I remember the experiences of the game. I'll be like, oh, that was really fun. I remember that moment. To keep track of it, it could be depressing, I suppose, or it could be prideful for me, like, oh, I win this a lot. I'd rather when the game is done, I'm like, let's do another game or let's talk about it, but recording it is not for me, although if you record it, that's perfectly fine. Z records them, I think.
I think Z does. I don't record anything. To me, it's like, you want to have fun. It doesn't matter if you win or lose. The whole point of gaming is to have fun, to have a fun experience, and to laugh about it after, like we're laughing about the fake artist. And, when you remember that you had fun during a game, or, oh, we did this, and oh, like we played Flick 'em Up last week. That's another good game. We played Flick 'em Up last week, and we just had a blast with it. And that's what you have to remember is just having good times.
All right, so
The one saying calling a kid a twerp is a good way to get throw punch is a reference to Sam. I would have called his son a twerp with Sam sitting there. Okay, so
I will throw punch Matt now in Sam's place.
There we go.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. Yeah, someone asked if we played Eric Lang and Mike. We haven't. It's a live event. You can see it here. We'll stream that one live.
Tomorrow at 3.
I'm going to foolishly pass control to Jason for just a moment here of this channel, and he can listen. I'm going to go grab some other people to come on. Okay? So.
Want me to move?
You can stay.
All right.
You can stay. Okay, I'm taking the middle seat, taking over. We're going to answer a whole bunch of questions, so you guys shoot out your questions. Okay, so someone's asking about Quarriors. Campbell here is asking about Quarriors. I loved Quarriors. Quarriors was pretty much like Dominion, but of course, when they did Dice Masters, they took it to the next level, and they made it from a game that was Dominion-like to a game that is taking the same concept of deck building in the bag, but turning it into like magic and fighting, and which is why Dice Masters is one of my favorite games of all time. And you'll be seeing us play it tomorrow night. Tomorrow afternoon we're playing at 4, and you'll see us playing it. So let's see. Oh, my collection. Ryan, you're asking about my collection. We are going to be doing a video next week, I think, or the week after. Whenever it is, when we get back to Miami and we have our next Cool Stuff monthly meetup, Tom's going to come to my house before the meetup and we're going to go through my collection. I know there's a lot of people that are curious about how many games I have, and I've heard everyone say random different numbers, but realistically, I'd say probably between 3,000 and 4,000 is what I'd say I probably have in my collection. But you guys will see it all. We'll go through memories of the games.
Scroll down.
So hang on, we got to scroll back here. There's lots of comments coming in. Oh, my top 100. Yes, I will be doing a top 100. I think we're going to record it in August. So more than likely, I'll do my top 100 in August. So you'll probably see it in September by the time it gets edited.
Can I interrupt for a second? No Pete Shirey. Jason and I will not wrestle to the death. As entertaining as that might be, no, we will not be wrestling.
It would be an interesting game to do that.
Sir, thank you.
So we'll get back. Tom's got someone. I might answer some more of those questions later when we get back.
All right. Right here.
Right here. All right.
All right, folks. Now we have Shane here from Gray Fox Games. All right.
Nice.
So you have a game that you're showing off here that you are going to have a few copies at Gen Con, maybe?
We hope.
We hope.
Really, really hope.
And if not, at Essen.
100%.
Okay, so tell us about this game.
It is called Champions of Midgard. It is a worker placement / dice rolling combat game. It's designed by Oli Steinis, who has done Police Precinct and Spurs.
Right. So strong theme. That's what he's about.
Yep.
Strong theming.
Strong theme. So essentially, you're playing a you're playing a character that is protecting a town, the Viking village, from monsters. You've got monsters that you have to sail out and fight. You have monsters around the village that you have to fight. So trolls or Draugr around the village. You have a boat that you have to set your Vikings on the boat. You have to feed them. You have to send them over. You have to worry about things like getting lost, not having any wind, losing Vikings. So there's this kind of random element when you're going out to fight the bigger monsters. You're not really sure, there's kind of a risk, reward, pressure, luck kind of thing to it.
You haven't played this one yet, have you?
No, this is
you definitely want to check it. This game is amazingly fun. I'm calling it Lords of Waterdeep with Vikings. Although it's different than that, but I mean it gives that same vibe. There's worker placement, but there's always good spots to put your workers.
Always good spots.
There's different the dice have different sides. So you might say, "Oh, I want this has more attack but less defense." So they'll do well, but I'm going to lose them.
Right, you're going to lose them. Yeah.
I like worker placement. I'm looking forward to this because your other two games that I've played a lot, or actually a bunch of games, but the ones that are coming out next, I really like Operation Faust. I like what you guys did with that.
Well, that's in conjunction with
Robert Burke Games.
Robert Burke Games.
And it's like Coup but better. And
we think so.
I thought so. And Captain's Wager I liked. I know other people didn't like it as much, but
he hasn't played it since it's been fixed. So I think he'd like it now.
I haven't said anything here, guys. You could have just said I like Captain's Wager and you can end it. Is Captain's Wager out now?
It's on the boat.
So that's going to be at Gen Con.
That will definitely be at Gen Con, or else when you see me at Gen Con, I will be crying. Like, I will just be a mess.
So what are you going to have at Gen Con?
So at Gen Con, 100% we should have Conquest of Sparrows.
Right.
We should have Captain's Wager.
Okay.
We may, and it's a slim may, have Operation Faust. We had some problems with the punch board on that pushed that back about 2.5, 3 weeks. So, and we are really, really, really hoping to have 150 copies of Champions of Midgard ready to go for Gen Con.
Yeah, so that would be one I would line up for. Seriously. It is very fun.
yes, I agree.
So, anyhow, anything else you want to tell the audience?
No, just, thanks for watching, and
Someone wants to know, is there any costumes here at the con? I don't think there's ever been a costume here, has there?
No, but if I see anyone who looks like Luigi, I might go up and take a selfie.
All right, thank you, Shane, for coming on.
sir.
All right.
You just read it. What game? Or...
Hey, you want to be on the video?
Oh yeah, sure.
Do you want to be on the video?
Yeah.
All right.
Youngest gamers coming in.
All right, Steven, tell everyone who you are.
Okay. Hello. I'm Steven, and I'm a guy at the Dice Tower convention.
Did you just beat Eric Summer in a game?
No, it's co-op.
Oh, it's a co-op. Did you win?
All co-op. Yes. Oh no, we lost.
Was it because of Eric Summer?
because he drew an event card. Yeah, you made a downgrade. Yeah, you downgraded the Walk
I
Star.
lost, and it wasn't my fault. This
Yes,
event.
it was. The dice hit you.
So no,
The dice hit you.
Eric,
We-
you're arguing with an elementary school kid right now.
I'm sorry, I'm arguing with a young person.
I'm kind of.
So we had upgraded port. Okay, you have to upgrade your port, and then an event came along. It was my only upgrade, and I had to downgrade it, and then
Your
we ran
dice
out of
hate
port,
you.
and
It's your
we
fault.
had enough money to win, but because of the orders that we couldn't complete because we ran out of pork, we.
It's still his fault. Ran out of dice. Your dice hate you.
I'm with
Dice hate
Steven.
you.
The dice hate Eric. So Steven, what's your favorite game?
I kind of like Dixit and Pandemic the Cure.
Dixit and Pandemic the Cure. Very good games.
Wow, you like Pandemic the Cure that much? Is that the one that you lost? Is that what happened?
Yes.
Okay.
No, that was Walkstar.
Oh, it was Walkstar.
You also lost Pandemic the Cure. Because
When we play cooperative games with me and Eric Summer, he blames me for losing. So this feels good.
You know, Steven, we're going to make a new segment called Tales of Horror where Eric messed you up. Do you want us to be the first guest of it?
Alrighty. Well, thank you, Steven, for coming on the show. All right. Did you want to come on? Is that why you're here? You must. Sit down, Russell. All right. We're having random people on. In a moment, we're going to have on another random person. So don't go anywhere. Okay.
Nice to meet you.
Russell, it's good to have you on the show.
Hi, nice to meet you.
What number convention is this for you?
It's my second dice.
Second Dice Tower convention. What's the best game you've played this year in the day and an hour you've been here?
Oh, you mean at the convention or just in general?
At the convention.
Spyfall.
Spyfall has just been constantly in play. Spyfall, Elysium, and Orleans. Oh, and Flick 'em Up. Those have probably been games I'm constantly seeing being played, although I'm seeing a lot of Dead of Winter as usual.
Yes. No, it's been Spyfall. I've seen Spyfall a lot. I mean, I remember last year at BGGCon, we had Tom's copy of Spyfall, and literally every second people are like, where's your Spyfall? We want to play.
You've been talking it up a lot, so I was really looking forward to seeing it.
Now
Did you
that
like
it's
it?
out-
Yeah, it was definitely fun.
Now that it's out, it's literally everywhere, and people are playing it. This is going to be the new Spyfall. I'm telling you guys. We talked about it already.
I don't know, though. I don't think so, and I'll tell you why. Because Spyfall, you don't need to draw. No. Look, I know that drawing is okay. It's essentially
we have-
Spyfall with drawing.
Oh, okay.
Tom Vasel picture.
No, I get that, but not everyone wants to draw, and you actually need to be able to draw around the table. Spyfall, you can talk. And Spyfall is going to be able to be apped. An app would work really well for Spyfall. This, I don't know how would using an
You
iPad.
can't do an app. Well, yeah, you could, people get in and, it'll have different colors and you could draw it. There's drawing apps out there.
Well, there's that Doodle Quest that you guys, but that's not really drawing, right? You're just trying
That's
to
like a puzzle
mark.
game.
Yeah.
There's a puzzle game.
And there's a new version of that I wanted to play. Looney Quest.
Looney Quest. Asmode's got to bring that over. Asmode, if you're watching, bring Looney Quest over to the U.S. It's Liebelut who does it.
I was surprised actually how hard it was to formulate the questions in Spyfall. Trying to give away just enough to confirm, but not enough to give away where you were. It was more challenging than I thought it was going to be.
Yes.
And we had a lot of fun. We had a lot of laughing, so that was good party game.
I do. So, anything else you've done fun here besides gaming?
It's been pretty early. Yesterday was a pretty busy day.
It was a busy day.
I enjoyed I was over at I was with the Horde over at the game show.
That was, well, the whole game show was almost a horde.
Yes.
For those, you can go watch it live, but there was a lot of people there. I was not expecting quite so many.
Yes, and we were doing great in the first round. We were kicking butt, but then the second and third rounds killed us. We got nothing.
So in other words, you guys have no skill at dexterity.
No dexterity, and what was that? Oh, and the Price is Right. We kept bidding, and we were doing all right, and everybody was a couple of dollars over us. So we had these really tiny ranges. We won nothing.
You need to learn the real rule of the Price is Right. Always bid $1.
We tried that once, and we did it on the Han Solo fridge, and we were shocked at how expensive that thing was.
I'm not. The Star Wars license alone.
Oh my God.
I want one. I saw that and I was like, Tom, I want one for my house.
It was a lot of fun. Thank you.
All right. Well, thanks for coming on the show, sir.
Pleasure. Thank you very much. I'll see you guys around.
Mark.
Mark Zielinski's coming.
Tim. Yes. I'm going to move you out for a bit. You can come back in a
Okay,
minute.
Tim's
I'm going to bring in
coming
two
in. I'll
people.
be back.
Sit down. Jason will be back.
Jason will be back.
After these messages.
What, am I chasing you off, Jason?
All right, I got two people here. I got Mark Zielinski on one side, and I got Tim on the other side.
How's it going?
Hey. This is both of your first Dice Tower Cons, right?
Yep.
What do you think, Mark?
Oh, it's been awesome. I mean, I've only played one game with you this morning. So far, it's been all meeting people, dinners, and...
Wait, weren't you here like by lunch yesterday?
Oh, no, I got here, I didn't roll in until close to 5. So
okay.
4:30, so I came in, the convention was at a full roll. It was awesome. And I hooked up with Avery, and the next thing I knew, it was a dinner, and next thing after that, I'm chatting about CruiseCon, and the next thing I knew I was going to be seeing you in the morning, so I went to bed. So I woke up this morning, got to play Stockpile this morning, went to breakfast.
You like that game?
I loved it. That's actually going to be on my buy list. So
okay, good.
Absolutely, it was awesome, and then I'm rolling back in here after getting some work done for the office, because I can't get away. So now I'm in enjoyment mode, though, Tom. I can't wait for the game show tonight. Dice Tower Awards tomorrow night. So
yeah, it's gonna be fun.
I'm finally in the con mode now. So
I think today's my day to play games.
Okay.
I played a couple yesterday, but it's games I already own. But it's still really fun to play with people I haven't played with. So, but overall, it's really fun.
Question for Mark here. Someone asked, are you still digging Forgotten King?
I am still digging Forgotten King. I like it a lot. I'm hoping to play it this weekend if I can find somebody.
Did you like the regular mode or the arcade mode?
You know, I like the arcade mode better because it's cooperative. And I know arcade mode is just, basically gauntlet, but I still have fun with it. The miniatures are awesome.
Here's the thing I've come to conclude about the game, though, is that even out of arcade mode, and you're just playing against the guy, the Overlord, you're still just playing Gauntlet, and I feel like the Overlord just goes, here's some guys to attack you. I don't feel like the Overlord had a lot of tactical decisions.
No, I agree with you, Tom. I really do.
Okay.
So, it's just, like Arcadia Quest is too thinky for my wife. She didn't like the backstabby part and stuff like that. We went huge on the kids. I know you love it. So, but she likes the banging and the clanging and the more Gauntlet style arcade game. And so if you like cool miniatures and just not real deep thinking fun, and you just want to bash monsters, that's the way to go. So.
Someone wants to know how metal is the meeple, and what's the best metal band? And why are you called the Metal Meeple? I never even asked you that.
Oh, yeah. All right, so the reason I'm called the Metal Meeple is because I have a metal band. It's Morning Augments, and we play heavy metal, like post-hardcore stuff. And the other thing is, which I haven't told Tom, or I think I did maybe, is that I eventually want to start doing board game metal music, like metal songs about board games.
He definitely did not tell me that.
Yeah, the first is it's gonna be awesome.
Are we looking at some new theme songs for the Dice Tower? Is that what we're looking at here?
I'm going to do a music video. It's going to be awesome.
I think all music is worthwhile to those who enjoy it. I am not a huge fan of metal, but more power to you.
I got a lot of singing going on.
All right.
Best metal band, I'll have to say August Burns Red.
Someone said, is it weird being at a convention by yourself? And what have you done differently?
Yes, it is much different being at the convention by myself. And what have I done differently? I went to breakfast with Tom. I went to dinner. I'm able to do things, sit up, go hang out and just talk to people, run into people. And the biggest difference is my kids aren't going, Dad, are you stopping again? Are you talking? Every time I stop and talk to people, my kids are complaining about it. Or Tom knows, tugging on my shirt. Come on, Dad, let's go. Come on, Dad. Nobody's tugging on me. It's been, from that standpoint, been great. That's it.
I'll help you out here. All right. Well, thank you guys for coming on.
Oh, absolutely.
Have a good convention.
Cool.
All right, we'll see you in a little bit.
Thank you, sir. Eric, you weren't on yesterday because you weren't here yet.
Eric, Summer.
I want to sit down. Can I sit down?
Yes, you can sit down.
Well, you need to regain your honor since people now have you shouting at a child on video.
Yes. Sometimes you have to. When you set the record straight, you have to yell at a child.
All right, David asks when are tickets going on sale for Dice Tower Con? I don't have an exact date for you yet, but we will say there will be a countdown. They'll be like, hey, they're going on sale in 20 days, in 19 days. So you will know when they're going on sale. There will be 1,500. So they're going to sell out. I promise. It's going to happen. I say this every year, Eric, don't I?
Oh, yes.
They're going to sell out.
But not explanatory in that regard.
All right, let's see here. So you got here around
yesterday morning.
You've been here for almost 24 hours now.
Yeah, just about.
So what's the best game you've played so far?
Oh boy, Letter Tycoon.
Okay.
The sort of a stock game. It's a word building game. You got a hand of cards and there are different letters. But then you can buy patents on particular letters. So then every time somebody uses a P, for example, you get paid. And the letters that are more common in the deck are worth more or cost more. And then you simply keep earning money and earning patents and earning stocks, and the most money at the end wins.
Really like the graphic design of this game. It's a really cool graphic design. I wish that more people would get into this. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
My only wondering is some of the letters when you buy them give you special powers.
Yeah, those really
special powers.
Rare letters do that.
Yes, but I would rather have those special powers than have E, for example, because those special powers are good.
Yes.
Really good. Like one lets you use a letter twice in a word, so you always have that letter. Another one lets you add an S for free to the end of every word. So it's a very good game. I highly recommend it, as Eric has mentioned. My only concern is there may be the slightest bit rich get richer in the game.
Well,
as you do better, the more letters you get, which gives you more money. So it's hard to catch up if you fall behind.
Yes.
That being said, I'm not a fan of word type games normally.
I had a handful of vowels. There's not a whole lot you can do with that. There were 3 common cards.
Yeah, it's kind of like Texas Hold'em, where there's cards that you can always use besides your hand.
So there's a lot of, if the player before you uses all 3 of the common cards, then you have 3 new letters to work with, and you have to stare at your hand for a while, so there's a little bit of downtime.
But I do like it a lot.
Yeah.
That and Paperback will probably be 2 word games that I, would like to play a lot.
Paperback is on my list to play. I know the library has a copy, and that's kind of next on my to-do list.
That library copy is going back to my house when the convention's over.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay.
But I brought it because some people said they want to play it.
Yeah.
Let's see. Tom, are you going to make Eric record a video top 100? Am I?
Well, I can happily share with you that the first 2 installments are done and in Tom's inbox.
Which I'm passing along to Z's inbox.
Yes, production is going on with those. My kids have recorded the intros for all of the games. The list is done. It's just a matter of me recording and editing and getting it all out the door, and that should be happening in the next few weeks. And probably after Dice Tower Con, you should see the first couple of installments.
Yeah, I'd say maybe a week, because I want Eric to give me some more videos so we can publish them on a regular basis. You ran Merchants of Venus yesterday?
Yes, we ran 4 tables simultaneously of Merchant of Venus. 16 players going at the same time. It was great, and I won my table anyway. But somebody suggested that I play 4 games at once.
Did you do that?
Like Andrew Looney does. Andy Looney plays a bunch of games, and people just put up a flag when it's his turn, and he walks around and does his move, and I could just go in a circle. That would be fun.
Do you think you could pull that off? You'd forget what powers you had?
No idea.
What equipment you have on your ship as you go from ship?
Yeah, I'd come up and I'd go, all right, where was I going? I'd have to take notes.
Now, some people say, what's the best experience at the con? I mean, the game show was really fun.
The game show was amazing.
And it just went smoothly this year. But we also had, I just had a good time just meeting people here. The thing I like about Dice Tower Con is it feels like we know everyone.
Yeah, or at least they know us. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, but we get to meet a lot of people here.
Yeah.
I really like the proportions of families and couples here is really high, and it's by far the friendliest, least amount of complaining about the con. Well, of course, maybe because I'm more of a head of the con, I don't hear as much complaining, I suppose, but lots of fun. It's super hot outside.
That's true. My glasses fogged up when I got out of the taxi. That was fun.
Well, you're able to see here. Let's see. What's our favorite game to play together? I like playing party games with Eric because I like to see him get so frustrated because he can't stack cups.
I get really flustered. If you saw the live stream of the stacking of cups, No, I like the raucous games with Tom.
I like this. Why the middleman on video editing? Because that's how video editing works. Okay? No, I mean, why am I not? Because that's why I have Z and Sam helping me now, because I will be working on my reviews and stuff.
He doesn't like looking at me.
Z is going to be editing Eric's Top 100, and Sam will be editing Jason Levine's Top 100, because Sam lost the toss-up.
Why?
Really?
So, no, not really. That's how it worked. I said, who wants Eric's? He said, me.
No, I don't mind.
Actually, it's because Eric's are done first, and Z has more editing experience, and Sam's still learning the programs and things, and that's what it is. Let's see here. Any other questions? Have you played Citadels?
No.
No, that's not the rule.
Citadels!
All right, thank you. All right. What's the best soda pop?
Big Red.
No, I think Blue Cream.
Fanta Muscat.
Cherry Coke.
Cherry Coke.
I never had Big Red until Sam got me into it. Big Red is good. It's like bubble gum.
All right. All right, well, I think that's the questions for that. So I'm going to go find someone else, and I'll let you cover it for again.
Okay.
Eric wants to go play more games, or you can stay here. It's up to you.
I could cover either or.
All right.
Play games. I'll cover.
Thank you.
I'm answering more questions.
You like to stay here. All right, I'll be back.
Here we go. More questions.
Where's Z? She's over there.
He's always playing.
Z is playing games. Okay, so I've got the helm again. I feel like I've moved into like Kirk's position here. Okay, have I played Lagrange? Yes, I have played Lagrange. I like it. I like the fact that when you take your cards, you have 4 different places. You either play it at the bottom of your map for the power, or on the sides for commodities, or on the top for delivery, which is kind of cool because it gives you kind of a multi-choice on your cards. And then, of course, it's a really deep-thinking Euro game as well. So, of course, I like Lagrange. In fact, I like all the games from Spielworks. Arkwright, as you guys know, was in my top 10 games from last year. I think they make really, really good games. Best game of 2015 so far? Well, I would have said Elysium, which I really, really like Elysium, but now I really think Marco Polo. We really had a good time. Polo, I'm getting Marcos as soon as I said that, because most people most people know the pool game and not necessarily the Explorer, but I think Marco Polo is phenomenal, and right now it's probably game of the year for me. There's a lot more that will be coming out, so not really sure. These questions are coming in like crazy. Does my collection fill one room in my house or the whole house? Actually, my garage is air conditioned, as you'll see when we record at my house. My garage is air conditioned, so I have lines and lines of shelves in the garage, and it's pretty much set up like that to work like that. You'll see when you see it. I also do have stuff inside the house also, but not as much. Dungeon Pets, yes, I like Dungeon Pets. I like Flada's games. I like Dungeon Lords and Dungeon Pets, both of them. Oh, one of my favorite people. I'm going to switch to this side, by the way. I have no plan. My wife.
All right. So, now here we need to get in some background here. Okay, we have Mike Fitzgerald, who is known for designing many games, including Baseball Highlights 2045, which you're carrying around here.
We got a demo coming up.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
Okay, but before Jason was thrust upon the Dice Tower, he was in your gaming group.
For quite a while. Yes, he was.
So tell us about that. We want to know the pre-Dice Tower Jason.
Well, I like to brag that I created Jason as a gamer, but I didn't.
That's not a brag.
Oh,
that should be something you should be ashamed of.
Okay, well,
no, but okay.
Yes, but he was the way he is the minute he walked in, so he was already Jason. All we knew was now we're in trouble. We're not going to be winning many games, and we've got this guy to deal with because he's going to be in your face all the time.
But he play tests a lot of your stuff, I guess.
Jason is the best I've ever seen in a small amount of time, a reasonable amount of time, and he won't do it too quickly, but he'll look closely at determining problems in a game and flaws in a game and if a game breaks or not. And invaluable. Last night I'm chatting with Z-Man Zev about him, and he feels the same way. We both were from the same area up there, and Zev and I go back to playing Shadowfish and Music Now, but Jason was the guy. You were worried about something, you got to sit down and play with Jason, and and I guess he can still, you still do that, right? You're still able to do that.
Yeah, I've been helping Tom with Dice Tower Essentials.
Okay.
Yeah, we look at games and it's like, oh, broken. And like, hey, it is broken. And then the designer says, it's not broken. We're like, yeah, it is.
No designer's going to be able to look at the game the way Jason does.
So let me ask you this. As a designer, you take a look at a game, you bring your game, and then people, they say, I don't like this, I don't like this. Do you feel like some instant defensiveness there? Like, it's not as bad as you guys think it is?
Of course. You know, we love these things, and we make it, we're thinking, oh, this is going to be a really good game, right? And when you get it in that first time you start playtesting, and it doesn't click with players, they're not seeing it, right? They're not seeing it. But then you think about it for a day and you realize, well, that's a problem. If they're not seeing it, maybe it's not there, you know. And so you have, but it takes time. There is that lot of the little bumper hurt. Oh, I thought that was going to work and it doesn't. But very often you'll get to a better place in the game, and that's the real goal.
So what do you do like when you play a game and people? And so let's say you play a game, me, Jason, and Loudmouth Joe. So I'm like, oh, okay, that's pretty good. Jason likes Loudmouth Joe goes on for an hour. How about he doesn't like the game? And lists all these reasons. And then later on you play other people and you like it. How do you silence the voice of this one guy who's like, I don't like it?
Well, I wait till I know how I want the game to work, in what way I want it to work before I even play test it. So there's a lot of comments I'll dismiss because this is not going to be that kind of game. Sure, you want to be everything in every game, but you can't. So you're making a decision when you create it, right? You know, here's the top 10 things the best game should do, that every perfect game should do. You're going to have to give up several of those to accentuate what you want to be exciting and different about the game. So if they hit on those things that I know I'm not interested in, I just won't do it. But when they hit right at the core of what I want, I got to listen to that.
All right, so people ask, what's your favorite color in Magic?
That should be easy, but I'm thinking back to when I played in the first Pro Tour, I used a black and white. It was always blue, though. I guess I have to say blue, although I played more of the other colors, but those are the more interesting cards.
You like the messing with the manipulative cards?
It's not that I wanted to mess with people. I thought they were very elegant. I remember my favorite was Unstable Mutation, which gives you the +3 and then goes down every turn. And then I would get like the Unholy Strength and Dark Rituals I loved, right? And I remember in a tournament I had a vampire with Unholy Strength and Unstable Mutation. I thought it was first term, but in my memory it may have been second, but it was very early, right? But I'm investing all my cards. And this was when that one Berserk was still legal. So he berserked. And everything was gone. I hit him, but everything was gone, and I had no cards. And then he just brings out his little 2/2 green guys, and eventually.
It's so funny that you say that because when I used to play a lot, my favorite combination was green-black. And you're talking about Dark Rituals and Berserks, and that's a green-black deck.
Yes,
totally.
it is. Yes, it is.
And that was my favorite.
I like green because I'm the Timmy guy, and I want to pull out this giant creature. Yeah. I know I can't get him on the table, but I can probably get him out there.
That was good. Force of Nature was great. Yeah.
So, okay, so someone asked, is Wyvern ever going to come back? Maybe in a non-CCG format?
Well, it is. It's called Dragon Hunt. It's a little teeny 2-player card game that's been out for years and still sells. I mean, it's not a lot, but it's on my statement every 6 months that they're selling some. And we have talked about turning it into an LCG kind of thing from time to time. I'm going to say I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think the business model doesn't seem to be there for it at this point. But I still play. I enjoy it.
Have you played any game here at the con that you're excited about that you haven't played before?
Well, most of the things here I have either played or knew something about, but I hadn't actually played a full game of the game. So I just
the game. So I have 2 questions. One, is it good? Okay, that answers that. 2, should it win the Spiel des Jahres?
It's not winning the Spiel des Jahres.
Okay, all right.
But of course, I always speak like I know, right? But I don't know.
I didn't think it was that good either. I got to check it out yesterday.
Yeah. It's a little early playing one time.
It's such a dumb name for a game.
It's the game. It's like worker placement.
My guess is Machikoro's going to win. I mean, that's what I would pick.
It seems like it should win.
Cold Express is kind of gimmicky a little bit, I think. It's a fine game, but a little gimmicky. And the game is very much like Hanabi, in some ways a little simpler, maybe. And it's sort of it's a solitaire card game. Basically, you can play a cooperative, but It doesn't seem to be enough there, even for Spiel. Where I always concentrate is the Kenner Spiel. Those are my games. At midway hero level, I love the best of those games.
Yes, Orleans.
I'm not as big an Orleans fan. At first I loved it, and then after 10 plays, it was like, okay, I sort of know what it seemed to be a little scripted for me. Whereas I find in Deus, which is my favorite, although it's not on the list for the 3, but it was mentioned as I mentioned, I like Deus a lot because there's a lot going on the board, the cards, all kinds of things happening.
I like them both, so they're both in my collection.
But I think Room Service is going to win.
You think so?
I think Room Service will win.
All right, so Mike Fitzgerald says Machikoro and Broom Service.
Yeah,
what do you say?
Well, I'm going to say Machikoro, even though I think Cold Express is better, and I'm going to say Elysium. Now that it's out and people are playing it and seeing how much love there is, it is great.
Yeah, it doesn't matter though what people think; it's the judges.
It is.
So, but I'm gonna go. I'm gonna take a leap of faith. I'm gonna say Machikoro, but I'm gonna say that Deus will pull it off.
Well, Deus is not one of them.
Oh no, it's not. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Orleans. Only because I think the judges may. I don't think they get to play as many games.
Probably not.
As other people, so it's that first game, and that game like wows you at very much at the beginning.
Yes.
So that's just a guess, though. Who knows?
That's a good guess.
If you could rename the Dice Tower to any other name, what would it be?
Rename the Dice Tower? What a great name.
Listen, I was going to say, there's a lot of things that we've goofed up on and made mistakes, but I've never regretted our name. Never regretted the name.
I would certainly not name it anything else.
Have either of you played Da Luigi from Rudiger Dorn?
No. What is that?
Yeah, what is that? I like
Hey, we're on the internet, though. We can look it up.
Yes, let's look it up. I don't know. But
Da
while we're doing that, let's talk about the
Luigi.
baseball highlights boxes there. I like baseball highlights.
Hang on, I think I can do this.
Okay, he's doing something cool here.
The streaming.
Okay, I like it. I like it. It's got food. That's enough for me.
I'll try
it. So the effect did come out cool.
No, but I mean, okay, so in the future I can pick that, but then.
Let's see if the game.
All right, guys.
We're in
I'm just testing things out. So that didn't work. Oh, there we go. Okay, it does work. All right, so I just need to be able to switch it. Okay, so anyhow.
Yeah, that's what we should try.
So anyhow, so Da Luigi sounds good. Let's get back to what people's questions were. Yes, I know that many of you are at computers too, but we did it for you. We were helping you out. All right.
There was a question about baseball highlights coming out in Europe. Do you have a date yet when it's going to come out for European fans?
Well, that's the publisher, right?
Yeah, that's a publisher question.
Publisher
hard
question.
for me. I'm not sure what they're doing that. I know some people have ordered from Eagle Griffin and had it shipped. I guess that gets pricey, so I really don't know what they're going to do. Sometimes they'll put some there, right, on the shipment back. Some will stay in Europe, and then make the shipping less. There's another print run starting up now that'll be ready by September, so that might be a good time to inquire with Eagle Griffin anyway to get something available for the UK. I was surprised, right? You think a baseball game? I was surprised there would be much interest outside the United States.
Right.
Turns out
well, Japan maybe.
Yes, well, we gave them they have a set. They have their own. So, but I mean, it surprised me how many people. Now, a lot of them have roots in this country or, know baseball that way. Some don't, especially England, because I guess a cricket game. Somebody said, should I do a version of a cricket or something? I don't know if I can do that. But, so I think you have to go to Eagle Griffin and figure that out.
All right. Well, thanks so much for coming on, Mike.
You,
appreciate
the
it.
other game I want to mention.
Okay.
It's not mine. I'm here to show it, basically. And I can't say, it's hard to say how much I love this game. So I will just tell everybody, Carl Chudik's Matainai is unbelievable to me. This is my opinion. Better than Glory to Rome, better than Uchroni. And I only said better than Glory to Rome after the 50th play of it. So,
really?
For me personally, it's a tight little card game, 54 cards. It's very quick, 15, 20 minutes. And Tom didn't know what was going on the first time he played it. I heard him say that. So
that's
I knew
true.
This has got to be something. And so as you play, it's a game you have to go on a journey.
I don't have any really opinion of it because I don't think my first play was indicative. I just felt like
nobody's first play is. Mine wasn't.
I felt like I couldn't stop the other player.
Right. Nobody's first play
But to be better than Glory to Rome?
And it's tough. They're very close. And I played Glory in certain situations, and I'll play this in different situations. It's 2 or 3 only. But a different kind of game. So maybe better is not the right word, but right up there with it.
He's such a unique designer. I really like it.
I think he's a unique designer, but I'm not seeing a lot of... His games all have fit in the same pattern.
No, well, see, what he does, though, this game changes the whole thought process.
I guess, but I really felt like this. If you play Glory to Rome and you play this, I don't know that you need to own both of them. They're that similar.
Okay.
Or Uchroni or whatever,
Unless
whichever
you're
one.
Not like me.
Yeah.
So,
Mike, we would never call you in that.
But I think it's like playing a gin. It's so small and compact. 54 card deck. You're like playing a gin game, but you got all that Carl Chudik stuff in it. So it's just my thought. That's my favorite coming out soon. It'll be out in August. I've got a print play. So if anybody's coming down here before the end of the weekend, I'll show you.
It's interesting. I noticed in our background you can see Nick over here, you can see Sam Healy in the back, and Eric over here. We have a huge room, and yet the Dice Tower guys still managed to get in the background.
The whole Dice Tower's here. But seriously, Mike, I miss being in your game group. I miss New York, and it was those years, like, we were in a game
Were
group
the best gaming years of his life. Not now.
They were fun.
No. I love Tom too. I really do.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're in a pretty good place now.
I miss gaming with you guys so much, and I miss New York.
Well, we have a lot
it's always good seeing you at these conventions and everything.
It's great seeing you too, Jason, because I associate you with my early work and when I was doing all that work and you were helping, and that's very special to me. So I feel the same way. I'm heading to Colorado now, so I'm out of New York.
That's right.
So,
that's right. This is like your stop on the way,
Stop on the way. I fly to Colorado.
Well, we're glad you came down. What do you think of the convention? This is your first time here.
First time here. I love it. It has a feel of BGG.com to me a little bit, but it's a little smaller. But I love this open feel. And the library, I mean, I think that, it's like learning how to run game cons maybe, but you guys, doing these kind of cons now have figured it out.
Well, not you guys. That's all the favorites, but they do a good job.
Something this guy runs this thing is so smooth. It's set up so well. Yeah, this is a must. I will be back, and this is a must now. I pick certain ones. I say that's one I'm doing every year, no matter what.
All right. Well. Thanks again for coming on.
Thank you, Jason. Great to see you.
You too.
I'm going to pass the microphone off to Nick. You can say that, and I'll go find someone else.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nick, you get to be in charge for a brief moment.
Nick gets to be in charge now.
No, I can cut your segment in a second.
All right.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Nick coming in. We're going to take some more questions here.
Kabuki Kid, get a job. What's going on with you?
Don't pick Kabuki Kid is one of my favorites, and I know one day I will get Tom to play Aliens. I promise this. I brought it here. Nick saw it. Nick's in my room.
saw it.
He saw it. I think this is the weekend. Tom said
platonic. I'm in his room, but everything's kosher.
No, I'm not an anime character, so I don't have to worry about that.
Here, she's got a question. Does the new Mysterium look better, or worse, or same as the new Polish one? It's the same artist of like Seasons, which means it's great. But I also like the art of the old one. But it's going to be different though.
Is it?
Yeah.
The copy that I saw was exactly the same, unless they've changed the card.
I think they've changed a lot. Maybe only certain things, but. Has Nick been waiting for Dungeon Death Monster? You mean Kingdom Death Monster? Yes, and it may never be released, but I love thinking that it might. Let's see. I'm looking for actual questions. How does someone get into playtesting? Honestly, I would just email the company. They're always looking for playtesters.
No, we were talking about playtesting with Mike. The reason I got into playtesting is when I lived in New York, I used to live about 20 minutes from Mike, and I also lived about 35 minutes from Zeb. So they used to always say, come over, we got some new games that we're putting out, come play them. So, just get lucky that some of the designers happen to be in your area. If you know designers in your area, then literally just contact them and say, hey, can I come over and play games with you? And most of them are really nice and really cool, so it's easy.
Yep. What's the hot con game? I've seen a lot of Elysium. I've seen a lot of Spyfall. A lot. I mean, yeah, some things you probably suspect.
And wait, I want to say another game that is the most popular that we haven't mentioned yet. Marco.
Oh, Polo. Yes, that just released like yesterday, so now it's all over the place.
Dan King is here. Dan King is joining us now.
Tell somebody to come over and hang out.
Is he right behind me? No.
So Dan's over here. He's going to take some questions as well. What have you played so far, Dan?
Coolest thing is probably the designer edition of Small World that I think you drove up here in a truck.
I did drive in my car,
an armored van.
Yeah,
in my car. But yes, I drove up here with the designer edition, and it's been getting played like crazy. Everyone loves it, so I'm glad I have a copy at home that literally came before I left.
It is amazing. I don't. As much as I love the game, as amazing it was, obviously I don't think it's worth $450, which is the retail price right now. But it is a spectacle. I mean, people were coming over and looking at it. I mean, the way that the mountains fit in with everything else, and all the little pieces layer in and fit in with each other, and just the boxes. I mean, it's just an amazing production, and it was so far probably the coolest thing I've played. I tried Flick 'em Up.
Isn't that great?
It's awesome. I'm not usually a fan of dexterity games, but that game is a blast. I mean, the theme matches the mechanics. There's not like all sorts of special abilities and roles, so it's very family friendly. I think you could get that plays up to 10 people. You got all these different scenarios. I mean, I had a blast playing Flick 'em Up, and my review's going to be coming out in a couple of weeks of that.
Dan, do you find it amusing that Tom doesn't like Game Boy Geek as a name?
Yes, him and I talk about it all the time. And
you have a Nintendo shirt.
Yeah, but even though it has
that just to mock him.
Yeah. So that's the thing. Yeah, Tom hates that. So the reason why I keep it is because how it came about is a nickname that my dad gave me when I was a kid. Actually, before the Game Boy even came out. Because yes, I was born in '76. I'm an old guy, right? And so when I was about 6 or 7, I would walk around the house with board games in my hands stacked over my head, and I would go by every person and go, want to play a game? No. Want to play a game? Okay, who else? Want to play a game? And he just nicknamed me the Game Boy, because every time I came in the room, I had a stack of games in my hand. So later on, I got an engineering degree, and that solidified the geek side of me. So now you put Game Boy Geek, and that's my nickname.
So
you actually like Game Boys?
Okay,
I did play Game Boys as a kid, but I don't anymore.
So you're saying the geek side is that you're an engineer, which is actually cool. The geek side isn't that you play games; it's that you're an engineer.
Yes. So it's the Game Boy is the game side, the geek side is the engineering.
No. The geek side is playing games. We're all proud to be geeks that we play these games. It is not that you're an engineer. But let's think of some new names. How about the Board Boy Geek, or the board geek, or we have to figure out something else. Instead of going do 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 do.
But you have an awesome enough normal name.
Hey Jason, I'm going to switch you out here real quickly with Brian.
Okay, here's the question. It says, Dan, what is your workout regimen? I just finished another round of P90X3.
I think we can get.
Are you sitting down?
Before I go, I think we can get Tom to do a live play of Flick 'em Up. So
yeah, Tom
we'll make sure we do that.
All right.
Okay, yeah. So I just finished P90X3. I've done it a few times. I just finished last week. I've done 1, 2, and 3. I've done Insanity. I've done Insanity.
It's really lagging. Is there anything you do about that?
A bunch of those beach body videos. So that's what I do for the workout regimen. Tom was not offended when I made fun of his ties. He takes everything in stride, and I think he likes to be goofed on. So, all
right, I'm going to fix the lagging if I can. Give me a second.
Boom. Boom.
So I guess
boom. And hopefully we are back. Come on.
There we go.
Yeah. All right, we're back.
All right, guys. Sorry about that. But we are here now with Brian from Secret Cabal. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
How you doing? If you haven't heard of the Secret Cabal, we are a podcast on the Dice Tower Network. We're a little bit more
less family friendly, we'll say, than the Dice Tower itself.
That's why I like that show.
We're not too bad, but we tend to innuendo, humor, that kind of stuff. 5 guys who've known each other. Chris, I've known since I was 11. There's 5 of us on the show. We grew up gaming together and started off with just tabletop and kind of worked through. We actually kind of got in.
I'm joining in again.
Okay. Promise any live streams.
I didn't promise it. I said
Shenanigans.
Yes, always.
No, not from here.
But
this
is the second time you've been here? I think?
Yes, I actually moved down to Florida.
That's right.
Not quite 3 years ago, and the first year was after it was Dice Tower had already happened. The next year, I was kind of caught up in doing stuff. So this is my second year here, and I have to say, of all the cons I've been to, this is probably my favorite. Just the people are mellow. You got the gaming tables behind us. You get teachers, people wanting to show people how to play. There's lots of tables. Everybody's very friendly. It's just such a good crowd.
Yeah, this is my first one, and I was worried because it's like I've never been to a gaming con before. I mean, what's that going to be? It's going to be frantic. But really, it's just like a big game group. You just walk in, find a table. There's people with little signs up that say looking for people, and it's great. It's super laid back, and if you just like to play games, this is the one to go to, I think.
Yeah.
But and I know that I saw Jamie walking around somewhere.
Yeah, he flew in late last night, so he will be here. We're going to be doing some stuff later on.
Are you guys planning to have a party and raffle off any things?
Yes, that's unfortunately I missed the wonderful antics at Origins. You'll hear about that.
That's right. There was listen to the last episode, I think.
Yes.
Talked about that at length. That was very interesting. I got a kick out of that. Let's see if we have any questions here.
Sure.
Brian, do you miss gaming with the rest of the founders regularly?
Yeah, I have to say that's probably one of the biggest things I miss. Every Christmas I go up I take about a month off of work and I go up and I hang out with family. We do the Beer Mongers meetup. What I miss more though is probably the tabletop gaming, just getting together every 2 weeks and playing.
Right.
The older we get, the more life gets complicated. So our gaming time, even over the previous years, a couple of years coming up to this, have been people getting more involved with stuff. But we always kept the every 2 weeks get together for tabletop. That was kind of like the core thing that we were never going to get rid of. And unfortunately, real life brought me here, and Tony's now in California, so we're kind of getting spread out a little bit.
Yeah. And it's tough. I mean, because you could probably do like the Skype thing, but it's just not the same. It's not. It's too much of a pain. But so, are you in a game right now, an RPG game?
I'm running a Numenera game. So I'm kind of doing a bit of an experiment. I have I put out on our forums like anybody interested in doing Numenera over Roll20.
Right.
So it's kind of an experiment for me doing the first online gaming session, and I got about 25 people interested. So I split them up into 4 groups that could work time zone wise with each other because they're all over the place. We got some guys in Europe, California, I'm on the East Coast, so kind of broke them into different groups. And I'm playing a game where they're all playing in the same town at the same time. So each session is a specific time frame, and they're scattered in different areas trying to accomplish different goals to deal with a situation. So
interesting.
That's been a challenge. So
cool. All right, here's another question. What's your favorite new game at the con? Have you played that much since you've been here yet, or?
Actually, I got in late last night, so I haven't really played anything. There's a lot of stuff I'm looking forward to. I think it's, I'm trying to think of the name of it. It's Mari Nostrum. That's one I've heard. I know a buddy of mine's doing a demo at 2 o'clock.
Very cool. Yeah, that's making a ton of money on Kickstarter right now.
Yeah.
What else are you looking forward to playing?
So last year, the guys from Dice Tower Showdown and I played a game of what's it? The Spire Dice expansion came out for.
Terra Mystica.
Terra Mystica.
There you go. Terra Mystica.
Yes.
I love that one.
I have not played that game yet. I'm looking forward to trying it at some point this con.
You need to be Euro guys like me and Brian.
That's right.
And then you would play Terra Mystica.
I'm on the cusp. I'm between Ameritrash and Euro games. I'm
Terra
being
Mystica
told.
is one of the best games of all time.
It's like number 2 on BGG right now.
I love it. So I haven't actually played Fire and Ice yet, but last year we came out, I met those guys, and I sort of taught them the game, and as I was going through, I was trying to explain kind of my logic about how I do things and what choices they should make, and I destroyed them, and I kind of got done, and I'm giving them advice throughout the game, so it's kind of like, you gave us advice, and then you smashed us. So they came this week. They're actually sitting right over here at the table, and we've already had a discussion. We're going to have the Terra Mystica rematch with Fire and Ice expansion sometime during the weekend.
Nice.
The 3 powers in Fire and Ice, take one of them. They're so much more powerful than the base ones.
Oh, wow.
The dragon one, where you go around and just destroy things, is amazing. So take one of those. You'll really like it.
I think someone is asking here, what are our favorite nostalgia games, like games that we grew up with? Go ahead, Jason. I'm sure you got an
If
answer.
we're talking geeky nostalgia games, not necessarily strategy style, but I still have it, I think, in my collection, or it might be at my parents' house still. This old game called Stop Thief, and you have this little remote control. It looked like one of those giant old cell phones from the day, and you would move around the board, and then you would hit the button and get clues to find out where the guy was, and you're trying to find this hidden guy. So sort of think like Letters from Whitechapel or whatever, but it had different noises. So when he walked on the street, it would go, you, and when he went to somebody, it would go, doot, 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 and like there was different noise sounds for where he went. It was called Stop Thief. I think Parker Brothers might have put it out, or
That sounds like a Parker Brothers joint.
It was. That was like my favorite kids game growing up, because there was the whole deduction of trying to find someone, and just a great game. I don't know if you can still find it, but that's my old nostalgia game.
How about you?
See, that's kind of. I really didn't get into board games until probably about 2004, 2006, in that time frame. So
D&D might be like your thing you grew up
we
with.
started on the Redbox set for D&D. So you were a fighter, a cleric, a wizard, a thief, or a dwarf, or an elf. Those were your classes. So that's what we started with, and I played all the old stuff like Atmosphere and Monopoly and Axis and Allies. Even we didn't get into Euro stuff at that point. Like those were our core. Very difficult for me to get into a game of Axis and Allies. I look back and I'm like, we used to have blizzards up north, and we would get snowed in for like 4 days, and all we would do is play Axis and Allies.
Oh yeah, that's pretty much all. Yeah, up north. I mean, down here in Florida, there's gaming groups, but it's not like ever present. If you go to the areas where it snows all the time, just people game all the time. It's great for that. For me though, it was Hero Quest, or that's it, right? Hero Quest.
Hero Quest.
Yeah, I keep getting that and Heroes getting mixed up. I had an original copy of that. It's lost to the ages. Who knows where it is now? Some bargain bin. All right, let's see. Here's one for you. Any recommendations for people who started gaming with D&D and want to move into board games? What do you think? There you go.
That is Dungeons and Dragons World.
Yeah, pretty much. And they also have the cooperative ones. What are they? The D&D adventure games?
Yeah.
Those are okay. I mean, if you really want the feel of D&D combat, but you want to do it in a smaller time frame, I think that's the way to go, at least for starters. There's also that game Conquest of Narath. I've heard a lot about that. It's like a big, epic, like, area control game, kind of like...
I haven't seen that one yet.
It's old. Alright, what are we looking at here? There's a lot going on. So who are you looking forward to playing with, and what game?
Anyone. You sit me down at the table with anyone and I have a good time. It doesn't matter who we play with.
Yeah. I want to play with everyone that I've only ever seen on videos or heard on podcasts, and I've never actually met them in person. So I see a lot of people from my gaming groups down south, but I want to play with new people. That's my only criteria.
Yeah, obviously I want to play with Jamie. Sit down with Tom at some point. I've got the Dice Tower Showdown guys that I try to get up with every time I come out here now. I've got a bunch of friends from Tallahassee that are here, so I will probably hook up with some of them, and some of them have moved away. So there's a couple from was in Tallahassee who do Atlanta, friends of mine. So get together with all of them. I just really don't get an opportunity to game with. As far as playing any specific game, Tom has last year he brought Imperial Settlers before it was actually released, and that was ridiculously awesome to get an opportunity to play before it came out. And I know he's got some stuff here, so I'm going to try to dig into that. Maury Nostrom's here.
Maury Nostrom's here. Flick 'em Up's here. That's the one that everyone's been raving about. We just played it. Me, Tom, Sam Z, and the Jack Vasel winners and Rich Summer. We played it this past weekend at Tom's house, and we had a blast. Rich Summer right away was like, Jason, you got to get me a copy as soon as possible. I want one.
Yeah.
So I talked with Z-Man and Zeb, and we're going to see if we can get a copy out to Rich as soon as possible, because everyone loves this game, and it's good for adults as well as kids. So you would think, oh, it's a flicking game, it's for kids, but it's just as much for adults, because it's cowboys and bandits, and you feel like you're in the Wild West, and it is just a blast.
Cool. What comes to mind as an expansion that fixes the game? That's a good question.
Here, let me sit in the middle and take the mic. I seem to have problems. Okay.
So it's fun. All right, what's an expansion that fixes a game? I think Machikoro's expansion makes it a playable game. I don't think it was that great before that. I think it was, this is what you do to win, do it every time, you're fine.
Well, not so much fixing a game, but my favorite expansion is definitely Tuscany, because Viticulture was a really good worker placement game on its own, but Tuscany really made the game amazing. We only play with 11 of the 15 modules. There's 4 of them that aren't so good, but most of them are really good, and I think Tuscany really makes the game better.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but great things about Tuscany.
Yeah, it's almost daunting. Like, I have it, but I haven't even delved into it yet because I'm like, wow, there's so much here. I don't even know where to start. Here's a good question. What do you guys think of the current BGG top 10?
It doesn't bother me. I mean, most of those games are games that I've played many times over the years, and I love them. I play war games too, so like, I know Twilight Struggle is a crossover because it's got cubes instead of counters, but I used to play all the GMT games, Wilderness War, and We the People, For the People, Paths of Glory. So to me, I like the top 10. I know as it evolves, new games seem to push into there more often, but it doesn't matter because anything in that top 10 is a good game. Anything in the top 50 is a good game on Board Game Geek.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not for a rating system. I mean, you're going to have controversy over any rating system.
Exactly.
And I've talked about this on the show and on our forums a little bit, but I think there's some niche games that have very high votes from a very few number of people in respect to other games, and they sit at the top of the list when they're not really mass games. Twilight Struggle, if you like that style of game, is an absolutely great game. I've played it. I really like various aspects of it, but as a whole, that's not a type of game I'm going to play often, and there's not a whole lot of people who really enjoy it, but it sits up there on the list. So if you're looking at it for the best games top to bottom, it's not really going to be reflective of that. Everybody's tastes are going to be different, so you got to take it with a grain of salt.
Right, and I think that there's a lot of people that rate a game, and they'll just leave that rating there forever. They'll play one game of it and be like, wow, this is amazing. Now, over time, their 10 might turn into a 7, but they're not going to go back and change it because most people don't do that. They don't have the time for that. So you have to take it with a grain of salt, but I do think that if you're new to board gaming, that's a great place to start. I mean, if you go through that top 10 and pick out, is Agricola still in the top 10?
Agricola, I think, is in the top 10.
Or Caverna, those are great places
like
to start.
Puerto Rico, Power Grid, those are all games that are in the top 10, and any one of those you pull out and they're going to be a great experience. But just as much if you like two-player games, if you pull out Twilight Struggle, you're going to like it. There's simpler versions of that to even get into, like the 1960 Making of the President, which also gives you the political Kennedy versus Nixon thing. So there's lighter style games of that to try.
Cool. All right, let's see. Let's look for a good question here. Lost a lot of questions.
We got a lot of questions coming in.
Is Flick 'em Up just a con game?
No, it's not a con game. I can rave about Flick 'em Up for ages. It is that good of a game.
Let's see. They say, Nick, have you tried Dark Moon? I have not. Have either of you tried Dark Moon?
I'm not.
Not yet. Tom hasn't punched his copy yet. As soon as Tom punches his copy, we are going to play it.
What's going on?
Z in the background. Are we going to get Tom to punch the copy of Dark Moon so we could play it?
I'm going to punch somebody? I want to be there. I don't know what's happening.
That's happened several times. I heard the authorities were called last night. Let's see.
He played Flick 'em Up with us. What did you think of Flick 'em Up? The cowboy game that we played.
It's fun. You probably should not play it on a felt tape.
So Geek Chic not good. Well, no, we should have taken out the felt and we should have played it on the smooth surface, but we played it on the Geek Chic felt.
It's okay. It's like an overproduced flicking game. It's all right. I prefer rocking on myself.
All right, now we're just going to have many comments saying, Z, I love Z. Here's Z.
Oh my God, he's a huge guy, isn't he? Z lives. Z. Look at that fatty. Z.
And wait, when is he going to edit stuff?
Yeah, that's right.
We've already picked on you twice about that before you got here.
What's a good game for people who like big fantasy Ameritrash games and want to move into Euro style? I don't know.
I'm gonna say Cyclades.
That's a good one.
Cosmic Encounter. It's sort of Euro style.
Even Comet. Comet is more on the Ameritrash side, but that has like the action selection and that could be a good one. I have no idea how long the stream is going until Tom comes and rips us away.
We're gonna keep going for. We can go for 3 hours. As long as
let's do that.
Eventually, we're gonna
I have a game of Trajan at 1.
I have to go game at some point.
I can sit here all day. I don't need to game. I game enough
He
at
can
home.
sit here all day.
I game enough at home. We can just take all the questions. But I heard, Z, that you decided to edit Eric's top 100 because you guys voted and you guys fought, and you got Eric's, and then Sam was like, "Oh, I guess I'm stuck with Jason's top 100."
I don't remember this conversation, but it sounds good to me.
That's right. What games have you played, Z?
Oh man, okay, hold on. I'll tell you right now.
You got a list? Oh,
yeah.
We talked about this before. See, he does keep a list of his games, unlike me and Tom, who don't pay attention to what we play.
Tom only keeps track of his favorite pies. We learned yesterday.
Okay, I played Elysium, I played Beastie Bar, I played Abyss. I played 51st State.
There you go.
I played a little bluffing game called Mammoose. It's MAMMUZ.
Oh, that's
and it's like a bluffing line
Hipster.
game. Played on the Tama again. Played Tide to Time, the 2-player game coming up.
Oh, from Portal? Oh, I gotta find that here and play it.
I just played Eminent Domain Microcosm, new little one. And that rule book on that little Microcosm game, it done messed up.
Oh.
What was that?
He's calling you out.
It's like they took English, they put it in a translator for Korean, spit it back out in German, and then back to English. What happened? I mean, the rule book, it's English, but there's so much missing. I have no idea how to play. I had to go online. The game has 4 pages of comments, 2 pages of rule questions. For a game that has 18 cards in it, man. So, it's not cool.
If you guys were a slightly meaner channel, you should do the top 10 worst rule books of all time. Right. That would be a funny list.
So
and here's why, too.
Eminent Domain Microcosm is a microcosm of all the mistakes in rule books in one shot.
You could say that if you wanted to be cute, but
let's see. Well, it says here, Brian, what's your top 5 games? I believe you have a list on Board Game Geek.
Yeah, we actually post probably every, 6-9 months we post a running list of our top 50. Havre, obviously, that's my top.
The Hog, that's one of mine too. That's in the top 10 of Board Game Geek. High five on that one.
I have to say, that's one of the first, heavier games I started playing. And it was Tony, Jamie, and me used to get together Friday nights. We'd go out with the girls, hang out, do stuff. And we'd go back and we would play Le Havre until the wee hours of the morning while drinking. And we do it every 2 or 3 months. We couldn't overdo it, but I love that game. So Le Havre, surprisingly, I've been playing a lot of Agricola lately, which I wasn't a fan. I like the draft style, so I've been playing more of that.
But have you played Caverna? That hasn't replaced it for you?
I'm not a big fan of Caverna. Caverna doesn't have enough tension in it for me. There's not enough.
So you like that bite that Agricola has?
I like to kind of have to have a drive and try to have to take your cards and sort of figure out what's in play. People are competing for food, and you just need to find a way to get it. Just being able to make those decisions and time them right. I like having to plan out turns ahead. That to me, the Five Tribes game is very tactical. It's not, because it's so tactical and there's no strategy, I kind of lose interest in it. I like being able to plan out, and because you really can't, board state changes so much.
Right. I like Five Tribes a lot, but it feels like I shouldn't even look at the board that closely until my turn comes around, because everything could change.
Yeah, my plan with that is not look until my turn.
But I know that's one of your favorite games.
Yeah, it is.
Would you say that's a top 10 game for you right now, Five Tribes?
It's in my top 20.
Okay, cool. Have you had a chance to play Le Havre against Tom? That's one of the heavy Euros he loves.
I have not, but actually I've kind of tucked it away, and I haven't really played it in a while. I'm kind of letting it simmer. So I'm going to
continue. Pull it out here. Le Havre is one of my favorites. I like it better than Agricola and better than Caverna, and I think it's Uruguay's best game. And we're so in sync with taste.
I tell you, somebody asked earlier about a deluxe game. Le Havre would be my deluxe game. Deluxe it out, give it better artwork, kind of modernize the game a little bit. I think the mechanics are good, but yeah.
And nostalgia games. We were talking about nostalgia games. Mine was Stop Thief, that old game. What about you, Z? What's your nostalgia game?
I played with a stick and dirt when I was little.
That ring with the stick that you hit down the...
In Mexico and China, right?
Yeah, in Mexican China.
Mexichina? Okay, here's a good one. What's the least favorite game you played at the con so far?
Least?
I got mine. Here, let me tell you mine first while they think about it. Camp Grizzly. Woo! Looks great, not good.
Camp Grizzly?
Yeah. I'm sorry to say, it looks great, had a good theme. You're like camp counselors and the serial killer is chasing after you, but it didn't work. Did not work.
This is my favorite con while Tom is in here.
That's really the only bad one I've played.
I play a lot of bad games back at home, so I don't need to do bad games.
That's right.
Yes,
Play the good stuff.
We get forced to play too many bad games with Tom back home, but here it's pulling out the best of the best, and that's all we do here. Speaking of cons, I know Tom always says this is his favorite, and I'm growing more and more to feel like this is my favorite con. I know someone asked earlier, and I saw it come out. I will be at WBC like I always am, and I'll be running a bunch of games there. I'm running the 5 Tribes tournament there for Days of Wonder. But this now I think is my favorite convention, not just because it's our convention, the Dice Tower convention, but everyone's so friendly here. It's nice how people appreciate what we're doing. I know all you guys on the internet here watching us today, and everyone here who came, and we're just glad that we have good fans that are good people that want to be here and listen to what we have to say, come meet us, and in all honesty, I hope that next year you guys all come. Anyone who couldn't come this year, I hope you guys can make it out here next year to Orlando. You'll have the best time. I really feel that way.
Yeah, it's good. This is my first gaming con, and I'm impressed so far. Though I did spend part of it drinking off-site, but other than that, I mean...
That's part of gaming con.
That's true. Yeah, going out and drinking...
Finding good food, good drink.
Yeah, the Cloak and Blaster, that was the name of that place, right? Yeah. That was a cool place. That was someone said this backed on Kickstarter? Is that how that was? Like if you look at the menu, there were little Kickstarter Ks all over the place. Like I guess they funded part of it with Kickstarter, but it's like a total gaming bar. It's really cool. All right, let's see what we got here. I don't know. Either you play Star Trek.
Star Trek Fleet Captains. Yeah. Mike Elliott's here. We might ask him about that at some point if we can get him here.
That's what we're going to get.
So we'll probably talk about Fleet Captains at some point.
What game do you recommend for Chuck Norris?
Clearly, he needs to play...
Yomi.
No, not Yomi.
BattleCon.
He needs to play Ghost Stories because there's a Chuck No Rice in the game. So he needs to play his own character.
Did I accidentally curse? I didn't curse. I don't know what I said. Let's see, where we got more questions. Anyone going to Dragon Con? I'm not.
No Dragon Con.
I know it's close to here. It's in Atlanta, I think.
I would love to go, but I have so many trips planned for this year that it gets a little pricey.
Well, Dice Tower Convention, I can tell you guys what our Dice Tower, what our schedule is obviously we're here at Dice Tower Convention, our brand name. Then we have Gen Con coming up in less than a month.
Yep.
I'm going to WBC. The rest of the gang is not. Then after that, it's going to be Essen. And then after that, Board Game Geek Con, where wait till you see what we do with Battling Tops this year. It will be even more exciting than last year. For those of you who know what the Battling Tops tournament is, there is some excitement coming to Battling Tops. And, oh yeah, the players are paying pop. We're still around.
Whatever that means.
I have no idea. I'm planning on going, so I'll find out.
Come to BGG Con.
No, that's in the plan this year, BGG.
All right, I'm not going to make it to Gen Con. Maybe I'll make it to BGG Con. I don't know.
All right, gentlemen, we need to shut this feed down.
Yeah, too many shenanigans.
Tom's kicking us out.
All right, I'll leave it to you. Thanks, everybody.
Here, Tom's going to come back in as we shut down for
give the
today.
final.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you, Brian. I didn't see Jamie anywhere, so I looked.
We'll find it.
So I promised a whole bunch of things. You're going to be mad.
Yeah, okay.
I'm just joking.
All right. Hey, we're back. Okay, but we're actually going to shut down here, guys. Okay, so let me explain a little bit. Our next live thing is going to be tonight at 8 o'clock. It's going to be a top 10 list. We are honestly not going to do any streaming between then and now, mostly because I just need to play some games and do some stuff, okay? So just let me do that. We'll be there's like 4 things coming tomorrow. But tonight we're streaming 2 things. We're streaming the Dice Tower gaming top 10. And I think
annoying gamers.
I think that will be humorous, okay? I think. Maybe not. Maybe you're one of the gamers we're talking about.
I'm one of the gamers you're talking about.
Okay. And then at 10 o'clock, we'll be doing Wits and Wagers live. So if you ever want to see how we do a Wits and Wagers game, this is a chance to do that. So keep those in mind. And until next time, I'm Tom Vasel.
Jason Levine.
And a host of other people. And
Live from Dice Tower,
including Eric Summer right there.
Yes.
Okay. We're shutting down. See you guys next time.